Watch your back, Crawford. Watch your back. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what it is. I don't care what anybody say. The cops sent a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. That's what that was. Yeah.
Picture the scene. Thousands fill the streets, their cheers echoing through downtown Omaha. They've come out to celebrate Terence, Bud, Crawford, Omaha's hometown hero.
Una cosa con la otra, la colonia que me roba me quito amistades, pero así es puro para adelante, bien la cosa está que arde, y aquí no perdón.
He had just achieved the extraordinary, becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. Parades were held in his honor, he received the key to the city, and he stood as a living symbol of excellence. At that moment, he was the king of his realm. But only hours later, that same king was forced from his car at gunpoint, hands raised, seen not as a hero but as a threat.
Stepping out, seatbelt.
I'm watching you. Please don't step out.
I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out. Can I move my phone? Step out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is all that serious? You actually reach for a gun? Is all that necessary? You serious? This one, yeah, dude. Are you serious? It's not that deep.
The Omaha celebration wasn't just about another win, it was a tribute to a historic achievement that cemented Terence Crawford's place at the top of boxing. Just weeks earlier, he had delivered an impressive performance in Las Vegas against the formidable Saul Canelo Alvarez. Crawford's victory over Canelo earned him more than a title. He became the first boxer in the modern four-belt era to hold undisputed championships in 3 different weight classes, solidifying his status as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in history. He wasn't just a champion, he was a living legend, strolling the streets of his hometown as fans cheered him on. The city's pride was on full display in the weeks leading up to the parade. Crawford embodied Omaha's fighting spirit, and the community embraced him at every turn. He even had the honor of leading the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team onto the field at a recent game, a symbolic nod to his status as one of the state's most beloved sons.
Hours after Omaha celebrated hometown boxing champ Bud Crawford's accomplishments with a parade, he's pulled over by Omaha police, setting off a firestorm on social media.
He was more than an athlete. He was a beacon of local pride, a symbol of achievement and success. Crawford's deep dedication to his city made what happened just hours later all the more shocking, a stark and painful betrayal of the very community he had worked so hard to represent.
Today is Bud Crawford's birthday. He turned 38. What happened at the traffic stop early this morning in downtown Omaha is now the subject of an internal investigation at the police department.
We'll hear from Crawford's security guard who was in the vehicle in a moment, plus reaction from the mayor. First, a breakdown of what police say took place this morning. Around 1:30 this morning, Omaha police say they spotted a vehicle driving recklessly near 12th and Capitol. This is near the Steel House where Crawford's after party was being held, which was attended by many, including Mayor Ewing. A traffic stop was conducted on Cass Street, a couple blocks to the north of there. Officers say they ordered everyone out of the vehicle for their safety when they saw a gun on the driver's floorboard. And only after that did they say they identified Bud Crawford by looking at his driver's license.
According to the official police report, the incident occurred just before 1:30 a.m. Officers on patrol observed a vehicle being driven recklessly and initiated a traffic stop. As they approached, one officer spotted a weapon on the driver's side floorboard. What followed escalated immediately. Citing safety concerns, the officers drew their firearms and ordered all 4 occupants, including Terence Crawford, to exit the vehicle. A video that quickly went viral on social media captured the tense moment as the world's top pound-for-pound boxer, hands raised, was treated like a dangerous criminal in the streets of his own hometown. Crawford was ultimately cited for careless driving and released. On paper, it seemed like a controlled, though tense, traffic stop. But soon after, another boxing legend, former world champion Timothy Bradley Jr., came forward with a startling revelation.
Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. And I'm here to talk about that Terence Crawford incident, man. Dang. I swear, man, like, when things are going too damn good, man, something always gotta ruin it, man. You know, it's like, it's like back in the days when, you know, I used to sip on that syrup, bro, and we've all been there. And then somebody just bring down your high. That's how that was. I mean, Terence Crawford, he on the highest cloud, bro. In his city, let him know. Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops sent a message.
Bradley, a boxing analyst known for his sharp instincts, immediately questioned the official account. He suggested that this wasn't simply about reckless driving or officer safety. It was a deliberate message aimed at the city's biggest star, delivered in the most intimidating way imaginable.
I don't care what anybody say. The cops sent a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. You ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You gotta have the law enforcement on your side, man. They gotta be looking out for you. For the good, not for the bad, for the good.
He argued that the entire traffic stop was carried out with a clear purpose, to put Crawford in his place and send a stark reminder of who holds the real power in Omaha.
Terence Crawford is so revered now, right? Because he's the best boxer in the world. And they can't beat him inside the ring. But what they can do is show him his place outside the ring. That's what this was, okay? Yes, they knew who he was. That's the point. Y'all keep saying, man, they knew who he was. Yes, they knew who he was. That's the point.
This wasn't a mistake or a simple misunderstanding. It was a deliberate attempt to humiliate, designed to bring down a hero right at the peak of his triumph.
You can't tell me you did not understand who this man was or know who this man was on the day that the city was shut down for this man, Terence Crawford. And it's his birthday, the same day that this man is being handed the keys to the city. And then to pull him out of the car and then handcuff him?
This cop did it. Come on, dude. Not knowing who he is, this cop's trying to become famous, bro. That's crazy.
Even the mayor had to publicly write a letter of apology. He's pulled over, which is perfectly normal. At no point did this man get belligerent. Why was this man pulled out of his car and handcuffed?
I think he knew, like he did that to get famous. Like he did that to get attention.
I understand there was a gun in the car. He did notify him of that. But why was he pulled out of the car?
Certain cops have like a different style, bro. They get that ego stroke, feeling that power over.
Why would officers from his own city aim to tarnish his reputation? Bradley suggests the driving force was a primal, deeply destructive human emotion, a mix of fear and concealed jealousy.
Terence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man, with this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was. Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parade shut down and stuff. He gotta be, you know, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad to see you be as big as you are.
Taz Crawford, no matter what you do for your city, people will be looking for a reason to take you down. This incident, it was all about them waiting for you to make a mistake. That officer was trying to catch you slipping. Seeing you celebrated on TV, with parades and the city shutting down in your honor, pushed him over the edge. He needed to assert control to claim certain points, but deep down, he was upset that you had outgrown them and the system they stood for. Bradley didn't mince words about it.
Ain't no way around it, jealousy and envy. Oh yeah, it runs deep through people. Yeah, it do. Yeah. And this young gun or whoever the hell he is, and I hope so. Hey, I hope he be reprimanded, man. Put you in handcuffs in your city, bruh. In your city in handcuffs. But this is the reality we live in, people. This is the reality we live in, man. You can be doing everything right, man. There's always somebody trying to bring you down.
It's alarming to consider that those entrusted to protect and serve might have been driven by personal motives to take down a local hero whose success was impossible to ignore. They seemed to be waiting for him to slip, and when he didn't, they orchestrated a situation to make it look like he had. The official police report claimed that officers spotted a pistol on the driver's side floorboard and drew their weapons. But Qasim Chavez, Crawford's chief of security who was in the car, strongly disputes this. Chavez stated that Crawford had already informed the officers he didn't have his license or registration on him, having left everything at home, suggesting he never reached for anything at all.
Be a man who can receive his second key to the city and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that. Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives. Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Chavez says the tension escalated the moment Crawford, who was legally permitted to carry, calmly stated, "I have a firearm as well." It wasn't the sight of a weapon that triggered the reaction, it was the statement itself. The officer on Crawford's side reportedly lost control, becoming completely unhinged and demanding they exit the car at gunpoint, even though no actual gun was visible on the floor.
As soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged. I literally have my hands on top of the ceiling and inside of the vehicle. He never see a pistol, he never see a firearm anywhere. They didn't even see the firearm on me because of the way I was positioned in the vehicle. There was no reason to have drawn guns on us. And no matter how prepared you are, no matter how calm you are, if you run into a rogue police officer who wants to escalate, then he's going to escalate.
The incident highlighted just how frightening and personal the encounter had become. Crawford's attorneys questioned not only the police's reasoning but also the very justification for the traffic stop. While officers cited reckless driving, they admitted they had no radar equipment to verify speed, casting serious doubt on the legitimacy of the stop. This raises the possibility that the entire episode was orchestrated, portraying a disturbing scenario in which law enforcement, rather than enforcing genuine traffic laws, seemed intent on finding a reason to assert control over. Someone who had grown larger than life in their city, inventing excuses where none existed. Timothy Bradley shared a strikingly different experience from his own past to illustrate just how twisted the Crawford case seemed. Years ago, before he became a household name but while still a prominent local boxer, Bradley was out late after leaving a club. By his own account, he was intoxicated and acting recklessly, revving his sports car, performing donuts in the street, and driving dangerously. He even damaged his car's clutch and had no choice but to stop. Soon after, police lights appeared in his rear-view mirror. Bradley knew he was in serious trouble. But what happened next was unexpected. One of the officers recognized him, knew his family, and understood the positive impact he had on the community. Instead of arresting him for multiple obvious violations, the officer simply asked, "Do you need a ride home?" In that moment, Palm Springs law enforcement looked out for him rather than punishing him.
I thought in that moment for us, I said, you know what, I better tell the truth. I said, hey man, I saw some honeys. Let them know, I'm out there wilding out. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I was wilding a little bit out here, man. I blew my clutch. Oh, okay. All right. You need a ride home? Cops say that to me. How you gonna get home? I'm like, thinking to myself like, really? Damn. He know I'm drunk. He can smell it on my breath. I see him coming up close to me. I'm trying to bag up. I'm roasted. I was just driving the whip. I'm intoxicated. He could take me in right now. No, he didn't. He looked out for your boy. Kept my image intact. Yeah. Law enforcement, Palm Springs PD, looked out for your boy.
They saw a local hero making a reckless mistake and chose to protect his reputation rather than destroy it. They gave him a pass. This stark contrast reveals the underlying truth. Bradley, who openly admitted to being intoxicated and driving dangerously, was treated with leniency. Crawford, on the other hand, was charged with reckless driving while lawfully carrying a firearm and was treated like a threat to public safety. The difference speaks volumes about the real motive behind his arrest. The justification for the guns-drawn confrontation hinged on one key point. An officer claimed to have seen a firearm in Crawford's car. But this is where the official story falls apart. As Timothy Bradley emphasized, Nebraska allows constitutional carry. It is perfectly legal to have a firearm in your vehicle.
This ain't right, man. And this shouldn't happen. And I hope something happened to that officer, man, that put you in handcuffs, bro, because if you know anything about the state of Nebraska, you have the right to carry. You do. Even in your vehicle. Yeah. And so when they do these routine stops or whatever, tail light out or whatever, they pulling people out the car like that, putting them in handcuffs because they got a pistol on them, which is legal in the state. That's what they doing with everybody? I highly damn doubt that.
In reality, the police later confirmed that Crawford and his security team were fully within their legal rights to carry firearms. This raises the critical question that exposes the incident for what it likely was. Does the Omaha police routinely order every law-abiding gun owner out of their vehicle at gunpoint? The answer is clearly no. This was not standard procedure. It was a tactic aimed specifically at Terence Crawford, turning a lawful act into a pretext for intimidation and public humiliation. It strongly suggests that he was targeted not for anything he did, but simply for who he is. The situation quickly became explosive. A video of the incident went viral, sparking widespread outrage that pressured city officials to respond. Omaha Mayor John Ewing issued a statement, expressing dismay at how Crawford's celebratory day had been disrupted. He noted that he had personally spoken with the boxing champion and acknowledged the seriousness of the situation, admitting that it damaged trust between the community and law enforcement.
I was briefed this morning and my heart sank, to be quite honest. So I was heartbroken that something that was so good would then have an issue that would potentially have people concerned about police-community relations. Most important thing I think that Bud and I talked about is that we would have a thorough investigation and that we would be completely transparent in that investigation.
The police quickly launched an internal affairs review and promised transparency. But the fact that senior city officials had to step in and order a formal investigation shows this was far from a routine traffic stop. This was an incident that shook the city, exposing a deep tension between law enforcement and the very people they are meant to protect. With an official investigation underway and the city on edge, Terence Crawford was left to navigate the betrayal. He had conquered every opponent in the ring, rising through weight classes to become legendary. Yet his toughest challenge didn't come under the bright lights of Las Vegas against a fearsome rival. It came from a shadowy confrontation in the place he should have felt safest, his own city. Timothy Bradley's closing words served as a stark warning to his fellow champion, "Keep an eye on your back." It's a chilling reminder that for some heroes, the most dangerous battles aren't fought for world titles. Sometimes, the fight is for basic respect on the streets of your hometown, and your enemy may be completely unexpected. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you.